Start recording. I'm
I'm gonna
recording.
go live.
I kind of fucked up my camera where it's at, but
yeah, we're live. Well. We're here.
We're live.
We're here.
Apparently, we're not.
We're not.
I mean, I clicked the button. Come on, Twitch, pick it up. There we go. Good job, buddy. You figured it out.
Yay, we did the things.
All right, episode 34.
Episode 34.
Bit. Was it shit? Let's find out.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm
did you not bite me? Speaking of
I mean, sorry.
Sir.
Gomez.
You're the one in my lap. Okay. That is a great way to start this episode, by the way. Complaining about being bitten.
Gomez.
Thanks, sir. You're the one in my lap. Anyway.
If only.
Welcome to Apartment Theater, everybody.
Episode 34.
Like
Bit.
Welcome to Apartment Theater.
It's about Cass and her cat.
It's about me. I wrote this movie, guys.
Not gonna lie, when me and John were watching it, I looked at the one vampire, I'm like, that's Cass.
Yeah. I frequently style my hair in the way of the lead vampire.
My hair is cut like that. So
yeah.
I'm not allowed to be a vampire.
You're not allowed to be a vampire, Justin.
I have too much power.
Boy.
Because
no
men are
evil.
Men are evil.
Men are terrible and evil, and they're all trying to get you.
I guess I should introduce this episode
by the power.
I picked
unlimited power
for. So my choice was. I'm sorry, I just want to.
He watched the movie. He's corrupted now. He's a
corrupted
boy.
Now. My little boy. God, this episode has already started off to a riot.
So we're continuing our Gay Pride Month.
With another lesbian movie.
I'm sorry. Not really at all.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not at all sorry. But
I feel sorry for any of the gay men out there listening. Sorry. For some reason, they're all lesbian movies.
So
they could
the
be
movie,
bi too.
Yeah, the movie Bit follows a transgender teenager.
What?
No, she's not.
Yeah.
What? No.
The main teenager?
Oh my god, guys.
What?
That's why I picked it.
She's not trans.
Hold on. Wait.
Did I miss something?
I apparently missed something too.
A transgender teenage girl on summer vacation in Los Angeles. That's why
they pulled that out of their ass, because that never gets...
No, that is never talked about.
That's
in this movie
never talked about.
So this is the only reference you get to it, because I said something to John about this, is when she was becoming a vampire standing in front of him, and Duke was explaining why it's all females and stuff like that, and she was just like, even me? And she said, I read your thoughts, even you, because she identifies as a female. For the record, here you go.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I do wish they touched on it a little bit more, but yeah, so the main character is transgender. And they subtly hint on it, like when the argument between the brother and the sister, when he was saying like how the arguments with the family constantly, with her and like the parents, and he's always on her side. Yeah.
Okay.
So something that
there's also a lot of lesbians in this movie.
So something I'm thinking here then, because like, okay, just because someone's gonna ask it, so I'm gonna ask it, so I guess I can be the asshole here.
Okay.
Because in the movie, they talk about how men have all the power or whatever,
Mhm.
and that's why they can't turn men. If you identify as female, but you have men parts,
You're still a woman.
Yeah.
right? But like, what if it's a man that thinks, like, what if a man gets turned and he just thinks to himself, I am a woman? Just like, can you trick it? Like,
I feel like they would know.
so,
Yeah.
because like,
If you're
what
lying-
what
if you're
what gives you
lying-
more power in it? Because like, this is like look, I'm trying to avoid as many landmines on this as possible, but it's like, is the power in your genitals? Because that's
No.
why I'm confused here. It's like,
It's in your brain.
It's in your brain.
it's in your brain.
Your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
your
so
brain.
like, but okay, so if you're a man vampire and you can you transition then? Do you become less powerful then?
I don't
What
think
is-
you become less powerful. I
No.
think you
Because
become
if-
less corrupt.
But they say that the men have more power. So like, wouldn't you like?
I think
What's
she was
stopping?
referring-
What is so? Why are the women then like not just taking like testosterone or whatever, becoming men to become more
So-
powerful?
Okay.
Am I like totally off base here?
Yes, but I
little bit.
don't blame you for being off base, but yes, you are. So the point why like so throughout history, this is very like well known. Women been pushed around, seen as servants, seen as lesser, are not even seen as a human.
People.
Just seen as a thing that's there. So being given something that you can protect yourself with gives you power over the centuries of men just beating women down. I'm not saying every guy does it, like, so don't think I'm targeting every man. I'm just saying society, that's just how it is. So the women now have this power over men that they can like pick up shitty guys, which they say 80-20% of the time they just target shit people.
Yeah.
They have that power to finally be on top. So
Nice.
they don't
Heyo.
want Heyo.
Finally, the women are on top. Yes.
So
Empowerment.
giving a man the vampire power just gives them the power to try to be in control again.
I understand
So.
that, but that
It's a state of mind.
Yeah.
That's where I think it is.
so they're not saying that the men have like a higher power level than
No.
them, but
No.
it seemed like that with the main dude, the
Because
Vlad
he's-
dude.
Okay, because he was the start of all vampires, pretty much.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they were feeding off his heart because it had
Duke was.
and some other people at the end, but
They all do at the end.
what's the point of eating the heart then if it doesn't do anything?
He's
So is the power in the
like,
heart?
He's the original vampire, so he's got special abilities that
Right.
are stored in his heart because he can't be
But
killed.
it doesn't seem like it transfers. It's more of like, I want a taste of the power, but the power doesn't transfer. It seems like she likes the
It does.
it feels like she's getting power, but she doesn't get anything.
No, he does explain that she has been taking his power by doing that. He does explain
Mhm.
that at the end.
Because Duke glamoured all the other vampires, basically. Which was like a rule that you're not supposed to do. Anyway, Duke is basically on this fucking power trip to be like, we can't turn men because they'll have power trips. Meanwhile, she's on her own fucking power trip doing
Irony.
the exact same fucking thing. So literally, the entire thing is your gender doesn't fucking matter. You
But
can
it-
still suck.
But it does,
Yeah.
though. It does. It does matter, kinda, because they target. Because they were
Not
saying that they were targeting. It seemed like they targeted mostly men.
Yeah.
In fact,
because
I would
they
say that they
just-
only were targeting men, and then the women were kind of just like, they were there.
Kinda.
Like none of the women
Yeah.
in the movie like that were attacked. I think it was 2.
Yeah.
Were doing anything shitty, but it was like if it was a guy, the guy was always doing something shitty except for the brother.
Mm-hmm.
And
Poor brother. I'm glad he's okay.
the hit you over the head constantly. Men are bad. 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 Men bad. Women good. Men bad. That was the whole. And I get it. Trust me. It's not saying like, oh, men haven't done shitty things. I get it. But it was so blunt with the way that it was presenting it. I'm just sitting there like, okay.
I think that was kind of the point, though.
Yeah.
Is to kind of beat it over your head, but then like she's literally doing the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like as the leader, like she's controlling what they do, like saying what they can do, like it has all these rules about being a vampire that basically
3.
keeps
3.
them tied to her.
Right.
You know, as a form of protection or whatever that she, you know, tells them when like it's not that true.
Yeah.
Which kind of we could branch into that and say that since she is eating his heart, that is his corruption bleeding into her.
Yeah.
The dangers to women are men and
he's still
toxic
puppeting.
femininity.
Honestly.
Anonymity.
Anonymity. Can I just talk about one of my favorite scenes?
The credits.
When Duke is in the party and the crowd splits and you see Vlad.
Oh yeah.
He's one of the most handsome men. I'm like, no, he looks
He's
like
really not sick.
He looks like a
no.
Neanderthal. But then again, she's talking about like her perspective because she was brainwashed into thinking like, oh yeah, he is one of the most handsome
glamored.
people. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
she was
I don't know
glamored.
if that guy was a bad actor or what, but every scene Vlad was in, it was so fucking awkward.
You thought
Listen.
he was a bad actor? Let's talk about the lead chick in this movie. She was god awful. I couldn't buy a single thing. It seemed like they just picked her out of like some kind of department store or something. I'm just like, you can act in a movie, right? No. You're our lead.
The video. I think the movie was very predictable because
Yeah.
We knew what we were getting into.
when I was talking to John and Duke was just telling the lead girl like, you're gonna have to feed eventually, and if you don't do it, it's gonna be bad, and you're gonna target somebody you don't want to. And then Andy's planning a trip out, so I thought Andy was gonna die, even though Andy tried to eat himself, and she just ended up trying to kill his brother.
That whole relationship added nothing to the movie. I forgot he even existed until they brought it near the end. I'm like,
which was fine.
Yeah, I forgot about him. So did she.
He's a fine leeway into her moving. That was a fine leeway. There was no point for them to bring him back. Absolutely none.
Yeah.
So, absolutely none.
Oh, he's going to kill himself. Okay.
Other than to start the argument and to, like, give us hints about her past.
Yeah, the info dump that was.
Yeah.
Where the brother is like, you know, after all the corruption, all this shit with our family, and I'm like, well, when we were back with the family, everybody was having just a gay old time. I didn't notice anything there. So it was like, maybe you should have showed that a little bit instead of just like, all this shit that happened in our lives. Like, really? Because it didn't really seem like anything happened until you just fucking said all this shit.
Yeah.
We showed no signs of her having like a former addiction or whatever. It was just, here is all of this shit. Like, this seemed a little out of fucking nowhere, don't you think? A little out of left field. Like, I was sitting there like, did I miss something? I must have missed something. Was this a deleted scene? Did we have like this arc where she was giving over something that I totally missed? Because sure, I can definitely mix the context of shit, but like, seemed like she was fine and they were fine and nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said like I'm glad you guys are fine now. It would have been nice to like, yeah, definitely get glimpses on that. I do like when she leaves for Los Angeles, the dad turns to the mother and is just like, want to have sex.
Yeah. I was like, fuck
Every
yeah, parents,
single
go.
parent, I guarantee,
fucking go.
any parents that are still attracted to each other, oh, the kids are gone. We're fucking. Hell yeah, we are. God, it's just like when you have the house to yourself, you're gonna jerk it. Fuck yeah, you are. No one's home.
Yeah, I don't do that, but I walk around without
Danny's
pants
lying
and a
to
shirt
everybody.
on.
Danny is the worst one. Danny is chronic.
Sir.
Poor thing.
Sir.
Madam.
Sir.
My favorite scene was the montage set to whatever the fucking song is when we're being told about Vlad.
Oh, Duke's montage?
Yeah, Duke's montage where like we're getting all the like 70s stuff.
Yeah, I loved it.
Like that fucking Rasputin song is what's playing. That's what our montage is to. I'm like, this is the best shit ever.
Well, that was another like,
I
well,
love
this is out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. Just leave me here.
When I was watching with John, it took a second, and then I was like, rah! It just started really getting.
It definitely pulled me out. I was like, why is this song in here?
Oh, I loved it.
It was fantastic.
It was great.
I liked the idea though that they did like she wants like just female vampires and then the main character is transgender. I obviously wish it was more obvious for you guys since neither of you.
It doesn't
apparently
add. It doesn't add anything.
Apparently, I'm dense as fuck. Like,
that would have been kind of cool.
I feel like it does though because like you questioned it so much. Like, well, then where does the corruption come from?
Yeah,
but maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm also off base.
I just don't think it.
The idea of all the women being vampires, or like everybody in the world being vampires. I'm like, do we not understand overpopulation issue? Like, let's not. The poor brother's just like, shit, I didn't ask for this. It's like, bro, I don't think any of us did.
The chemistry between the sister and the brother was fucking terrible too. Like there was nothing.
Yeah.
Like they were starting with something here at the beginning, but like there should have been a lot more of like brother sister things to show like, oh, they're very close or whatever, you know, like there's a reason why they came out here, you know, maybe it could have been like a shitty situation at home and then she comes out like, okay, that would make sense for everything else that he listed.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make any sense of why you would drop all this shit. And it almost felt like you could have just had it to where this chick was just starting out on her own in LA and there didn't have to be a brother character or the parents or the best friend or whatever. Like all that shit could have probably just been axed out of it and you still wouldn't have missed anything. The only thing you wouldn't have gotten though is, oh, you would have turned the wrong person. But even then, that doesn't really matter either. I don't feel like anyone really learned anything. It's like, he's fine. Okay.
It's okay. He's fine.
I'm so glad that they were so conveniently at the end where they were like, because, okay, the reason why there's no boys, is because they're more powerful. They show at the beginning where they kill a dude that becomes a vampire before he can really like take off and do vampire-y things. And they keep the girl that transformed the dude into a vampire under the hideout whatever club thing that they have in this grate. Like, I mean, like, it's like a cage to have. We don't see anything down there because there was barely any budget in this fucking movie. So God forbid they would have to show us what's in the hole. But there is someone in there. And why they didn't just kill that person anyway?
Because it's a girl.
Yeah.
I think it's because she was the
She was
They
the first
killed a
wife.
girl
Yeah.
though, didn't they? Like the girl that like
Mhm.
she
drank
was
blood.
the first vamp, like she was the first wife, I guess
Yeah,
that they were
the first
referring.
wife.
Yeah.
So she might have some similar powers to Vlad where like it's really difficult to kill her.
So why not just put her heart in a box too?
I don't know.
And a very
also just slitting her throat above.
just a very
the
convenient like, oh, I'm so glad I'm able to stand over this grate. Like, why even have the grate? Why not just like just pure darkness? There's no point of her having a grate.
So she can see the fun that they're still having.
And so
It's
the
a
lead
club.
girl
You can hear it unless vampires are deaf.
Because it also gives the lead girl opportunity to slit her throat so blood goes pouring into the grate.
For the plot to
Rescue her.
happen.
For the plot to happen.
Ah.
Plot devices. You know?
Yeah, and I definitely called it on the. This isn't a cure. It's just Everclear.
Yeah.
I didn't call it being Everclear, but I was like, that's not. I'm like, a cure? Seriously? No, they wouldn't have a fucking cure.
You and John are on par with the same thoughts that occurred during this movie.
I was like, that's probably just like holy water or something, so it'll hurt, maybe.
But they're not hurt by holy water or the sun or anything.
Yeah, so it's probably just water.
They're
but
just
actually,
super vampires.
Super vampires, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
When they were talking about familiars, all I was thinking of was What We Do in the Shadows.
Same.
And it's like, but he never turned him. It's like, I was like, what's that?
They never did anything.
In What We Do in the Shadows? Like,
Guillermo.
I
love him.
I was expecting him to show up first.
Me too.
I'm like, oh my god, what if this just turned into like What We Do in the Shadows? That'd be amazing. But
talking about an amazing like gay bisexual vampire show. Oh fuck, that show's amazing. Anyway.
If you want if you want a better done queer vampire movie, that one.
What We Do in the Shadows.
That one. Yeah. That's like a fucking stellar 5 out of 5 movie.
Masterpiece.
Yes.
Absolute.
And the show's good too. Just Abby constantly.
Just watch it.
Let's watch this show. Abby, let me just get to it when I want to. Leave me be.
It's so good though. It's so good though.
I have watched a lot of it though because
the point of the vampire hunters though did literally nothing too.
It really did.
It's just to show that men are bad.
I was so hoping that the old man was actually the lead chick's like dad. I was so hoping that he was going to be like, so this is what my daughter's become, like when he's got her in the trap.
No, that would have been interesting.
That trap.
That would have been amazing. I was like, come on, be your dad. Like that would be so fun.
But no, what is it instead? We captured this guy and he's MAGA, Joe Rogan. He is every single thing that you can think of. He is a one-dimensional. Of course, this guy's a piece of shit. He has no redeeming values whatsoever. Yep. He's a piece of shit. There's no contest over this. He's a piece of shit. He deserves to be dead because he has no qualities whatsoever to him. Yeah. I feel like it would have been.
He's a part of the subreddit that knows that there's vampires in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I imagine it's called Vincels or something, like something stupid like that.
There's actually a subreddit of vampires in LA.
I'm sure.
I want to know. I want to know.
I guarantee. Look it up.
Well, don't look it up using Reddit because the Reddit search function is fucking terrible. But like all these things that I've been saying, I keep worrying that people are gonna get like this false picture in my head that I'm like typical Redditor guy. I'm not. I'm not. I swear. But
Are you sure?
I try my best not to be. Like I know. The questions that I had is not because I'm not open-minded about something. I'm just curious. I'm like, what qualifies as what? Because like the transgender thing. I think it would have been kind of interesting if it was like a pulling both sides thing or something and like have some kind of conflict with that. Or just like self-identity in general of like, what am I? now. Like, it could have been like an allegory of that, but like the transformation to a vampire is like, I'm a vampire now. I fly. Wee. Okay, that's it.
Oh, the flying was so stupid too.
It was. It was terrible.
That was stupid.
I also like when they killed the rest of the vampire hunters, and she's just like, "Why do they think we don't have weapons?" And I'm like, you know what? That's a solid. Why do when people ever like attack others, they just don't think like, why? No, they don't have weapons. Why? It's like, what makes you think that they don't have weapons?
It's kind of like the conservative liberal argument on guns, where conservatives think that all liberals have no guns. And like, no, they have guns.
They got guns. They go hunting too.
You'd be surprised. Hey,
they go hunting.
God, I have a friend who is more like liberal, and he's like, I have like 3 guns.
Yeah.
Of course I want my gun. I have one. Why wouldn't I use it? He doesn't go hunting though. I think it's mainly like self-defense thing. But yeah, I think it would have been a lot more interesting if there would have been an actual conflict of the all men are bad thing, of like having good elements and like being a conflicting thing of like, well, wait, are all like men bad or something? Like, it doesn't need to be this like, well, he's a Trumper, so he's clearly a piece of shit. And it's like, it's like maybe some people are just kind of brainwashed into being in the wrong side of whatever, and just like some kind of conflict on there. But like, yeah, if I was in this Vincels shit, that is now the vampire incels, Vincels.
Hashtag Vincels.
If you were in that group and you saw your friend who was in the Vincels group die to fucking Duke, you would also be like,
Duke
they're all Duke. Okay. Now let's make it right. I would definitely have loved this movie if out of nowhere Duke Nukem shows up. And he's a fucking big titty vampire.
Oh,
yes.
That would be amazing.
Oh, yes.
Where's that vampire movie?
You know
I want Big Titty Duke Nukem vampire movie.
What also would have made sense is like the brother, like so far is getting painted out like an okay guy.
He
like,
plays Call of Duty, so clearly he's a piece of shit according to the movie.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I was just
the point I was making was she captures another one and he ends up being a Vincel. Yeah, that would add something.
Some kind of conflict. Yeah, something interesting happening besides.
Yeah.
We're strong, empowered women. We take the night. They will be in fear of us. Okay.
I mean, I do really like the idea of let men be the ones who are afraid to jog at night. Like, I'm in favor of that.
Yeah.
In general. But also, corruption has more to do with just, identifying as a man.
I never felt like the men were being terrorized in this movie, though. Like, yeah there was, like, the obvious Vincels that were getting attacked. But I never felt like chaos in the streets. Like, what if her brother had been like, hey, you need to, like, keep it, like, there's people that are, getting abducted and shit like that. Like, if it... Yeah. They should have been abducting other men beside, like, men that weren't doing anything to make it, like, okay. Or, like, she warns her brother, like, you shouldn't be going out. It's dangerous. There's a lot of men dying. And there could have been some kind of conflict with that. But instead, it's all men are bad. And they're all doing shitty things. Like, one of them's fucking date raping someone. One of them's fucking peeking into boobies. Boo! There's never anything interesting with that. Like, it could be interesting, like, what if the women were terrorizing the men? But they're not. They're only going for that subset of incels.
Yeah, that nobody actually cares about.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's pretty good pickings for a vampire, honestly. If you're trying to lay low, you go after the people who nobody's
kill
really
you.
gonna give a
But
shit about.
but the other thing too is something that they said was that the blood of people that they are attracted to
Tastes better.
tastes better. And I think it would have been really interesting if there were like men that they were attracted to that like it becomes like a struggle of not turning the men or whatever. Like there's something luring them about the men, like, oh, their blood tastes so much better or something. Just anything that makes it to where the men are actually preyed upon because they're not. I imagine their blood tasted like shit for the people that they hated. And it's like, why?
Or like have like a little like back room or locked room of each one has like a guy like chained down that they think's hot to like get a little taste when they want. Like just in the back room, like, oh yeah, I find this guy attractive, like the blood tastes better, so like
But then he would have
he's
gotten
chained
turned
back there so he can't leave, and they still obviously have blood. So they can't leave.
Maybe she
and
wasn't
he's chained down.
Maybe it'd be one of those things where they're not biting them, they're like draining them instead. Like they're like poking their veins and shit and like drawing their blood out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
But I don't think any of these women were attracted to men. That's the other thing.
That was and I was like so
none
they're
of them were
all
attracted
we
to
just all
men.
happen to find all lesbian vampires
Well,
here.
I think Duke is at least bi.
No, she said I was a raging lesbian or something like that.
She
or
said
I was a straight up lesbian.
To quote what
and
she said, I was a straight up dyke. That is what she said.
Okay.
I
She
was
said
a
she
straight up
was a
dyke
dyke.
and falling for this man. Yeah, when he like glamored her. Yeah. So like she says,
maybe I was
lesbian,
out of that
like,
scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all miss
then,
something in the movies that we watch. We're like, actually,
apparently.
it was this, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then,
okay, and then we know. I don't even know what the one girl's name was.
Which one?
Our one black girl that is in this movie. I have no idea what her name was. Do they even say it?
yes,
They do.
They do?
Yes,
They do.
I also don't know what I'm assuming honestly, I don't know what any of the other three characters' names are.
Izzy. It's
because like we clearly have a non-binary person in there.
Can,
That's the other thing.
You can tell which one that one is.
Like they are clearly non-binary, but then Duke is going off about how they only change women, and I'm like, that person is clearly non-binary or is non-gender conforming of some kind.
Yeah.
Like,
but it plays into nothing. Just like
I'm
like how it's. I have a feeling they put that little tidbit of the transgender thing in there just to seem more like LGBT friendly or whatever. I feel like it was just like shoehorned in there. Like it doesn't add it's such a good, oh my god, it's such like a fucking tiptoe thing around. It's like, I'm not saying that the character can't be transgender and it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that, but like they make it a point in the plot synopsis to bring it up,
point it out.
So clearly it means
more
something,
obvious in the movie,
but it doesn't mean anything. So it doesn't matter that it's there. And they touch on it one time, and you forget that it, like, we were all sitting here like, what? Well, Danny wasn't, but Cass and I here were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
There's a rat in my room.
There is a fly on my ring light right now, and I want to kill it. I'm getting so distracted by it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It really, it's weird. I don't know. I think Duke was off a rocker.
We all were.
They should have made her like a little more insane. I think like giving her more like an unstable effect would also go well.
If there was a power transfer, like if there was more power transfer, power hungry, whatever, I think that would have played out a lot better. Like she just she just completely loses it and it's like, I'm taking over or whatever. Like,
or like she wanting to expand like for more females because she only ever has like 3 other girls.
But then you have to hire more actors, and they didn't want to do that.
We don't have time for that.
That's probably why there's only the few, and they're like, we can't change because got a limited budget here. Did you see the smoke of cigarette effect thing on the finger? It wasn't looking too good. Like, that looked silly.
Speaking about the cigarette finger thing, I did really aesthetically enjoy the close-up of the burning cigarette in whatever, like, little 10-second clip that was.
Oh, when she says you have till the end of this dumb cigarette to live.
Something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. But there was, like, a super close-up of, like, a cigarette being burned, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of weird.
Are these vampires French? Because there is a lot of smoking in
There's a
this
lot of
movie.
smoking. I think you just don't care about, like,
Anything?
drugs or any kind of vices at all when you're a vampire because you can't die from it.
Yeah, I just, like,
It
they're all
doesn't
smoking
medically-
cigarettes.
Doesn't medically affect you.
But why do it, though? Because they were also saying, like, oh, you can't overdose or do anything. Like, so why do it?
Yeah, why do it?
Why do it at all? If it doesn't do anything
because
for you, why do it? To look
all
cool?
vampires have oral fixations because vampires?
Vampires.
I
Vampires.
don't know.
Yeah.
Also, every time somebody ate somebody and they just had like blood all over their face, I always think of, I think it's like a Tumblr post or something, that somebody's just going off about how fucking rude it is to be a vampire with blood all over your face and how messy you are. Like,
Yeah.
who
I
fucking
don't-
taught you how to eat? Clean up after yourself. Like, why are you letting your food just spill all over your face and down your chest? Like, it's not
it always
cute.
turns into like a sexual thing too. Like every
Yeah.
vampire movie, they're always like just like quivering at the touch of blood, and it's like,
Blood.
oh my god, blood! Oh, and because to make it look so edgy and shit too, the blood dripping, like, oh, they're like a feral animal or whatever. Like, oh,
Yeah.
look at them, they're so disgusting. I think that's what it is. It's like they want to look disgusting. They want to be treated like these like beasts of the night or whatever.
Like, I don't know. If I was a vampire, I wouldn't want to be doing that. I would be draining somebody so I could just drink it. Like, I don't want it all over my face. I don't even
Listen.
like when I eat spaghetti and I get that little bit of like butter. Like,
I want a
under my lip.
Capri Sun straw and just stab it right in the fucking neck and drink it that way. That's my choice if I was a
Yeah.
vampire.
Yeah,
Capri Sun straw.
exactly.
You're a fucking Capri Sun.
I
That's
just-
all we are as humans.
I just want to point out what Danny just said there.
What? Oh no.
I want to drain someone. I don't want it all over my face.
Thanks for sending us that direction. I mean, since we're all honestly talking about sensual things, yeah, I
I'm
don't
s-
want things on my face.
I'm gonna
But
drain
no,
this
straight up,
man, but not
I
all over my
agree with
face.
But not all over my face.
Like, I agree with whoever was on that page. Like, why do you have to be gross about it? Just like
Hmm.
clean yourself. Like,
But I
there's
think-
other vampires that can clearly do it, so why can't you?
That's because they don't want to. It's because they want to be messy. They want to
It's
look.
like it's showing off.
Yeah.
It's like my coworkers. My coworkers are like that.
Shout out to her coworkers who are listening.
That's
Maybe-
fine.
Fuck you
I tell them to
guys.
their face like to clean up their shit all the time, so it's okay.
Men are
Maybe
evil.
eating messily is like the Instagram photo of food. You know? Like you're
Maybe.
showing off your meal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how vampires work.
Dominance, that could be showing dominance.
Did anyone else
I
find like
guess.
the dialogue kind of weird too in parts? Kind of awkward.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
It was a little I'm 14 and this is edgy kind of.
Oh yeah, this was definitely young adult vampire fiction. I mean, and they even say something about it in the beginning of the movie.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
I'm gonna
this
be
is-
18 forever.
No, at the beginning of the introduction to this movie, it's like something about like a young adult vampire fantasy or some shit. And
There's
I'm
no
like,
Oh, I didn't
glitter.
catch
All,
that.
it's like, are we really
Yeah,
bringing up
I was like,
Twilight? Aren't we
And then
over
it's-
this?
This is so much a young adult vampire movie. Like,
Yeah.
it abso-fucking-lutely is. It is a queer young adult vampire movie. I think it was fun to watch.
It felt like a CW
Just-
Yeah.
show.
Oh yeah, this had.
I was like,
CW
is this an
written all
episode
over
of
it.
Supernatural?
I think this
Vampire
I think this
Diaries.
is, a good watch with friends. I don't know if I could have watched it by myself.
I watched it. Like, that's the thing.
I watched it by myself, and I was laughing, and I was having a good time.
I wasn't necessarily bored while watching it. Like, the movie paced itself fine, but it just felt like for a lot of the time nothing was happening until like the very end.
There was like no story really honestly given.
Yeah, it was just an hour of I'm a vampire, I'm conflicted, kind of, but not really. Like, she thinks about it for like 2 seconds and like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then all the obvious shit happens.
They don't even like Duke also says, like, I want her here because she reminds me of somebody. They never even touch on who she reminds her of.
Oh, the first wife.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I made that assumption because they had recently, like, put the first wife into the hole. And they both have dark hair.
Was the first wife trans as well?
And
maybe trans is actually Transylvania.
Are we talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show?
A transsexual
from Transylvania.
From Transylvania. Oh my god, no one broke out into song. I mean,
so disappointed. I really want to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show now.
That's probably okay. Like, if anybody out there listens to us babble on about shit, they're probably like, how come they haven't talked about Rocky Horror? Like, are they going to talk about that for an episode? No, because we all watched it a million times.
Yeah,
everyone
I watch it
knows
every
that
year
movie.
on Halloween. So, and then throughout the year as well.
I was about to say
seen it live twice. Also, as a side note, sorry, we're going off page now. If you ever fucking get the chance to see Rocky Horror Picture Show on stage, go fucking see it at all costs.
What just if it costs me my life?
Yes.
Go.
Oh,
okay. It'll be worth it.
Like, the 2 stage performances I saw now. I saw one at a university, which I had to pay for to go see, and then the other one at a community college, which I didn't have to pay to go see, and the free one was absolutely hands down the better show.
Poor university.
Which is kind of hilarious.
Oh.
But they were both still amazing and totally worth it, and it's an interactive stage experience.
So you can go on stage and slap them on the ass.
No, so
I mean, that sounds like it's up the alley, but
kind of, but no. But if you've ever gone to like a show of it, like a Shadowcast show, and like you're sitting in the audience and the audience can yell stuff out at the screen.
Yeah.
So you can do that in the theater, and the cast members fucking say shit back. Like, they respond to you. And it is absolutely choice and fantastic. Amazing. Hands down.
Or even
best theater experience I've ever had.
Like, going to a movie theater and seeing the movie as well is worth it too, because people
going and seeing a Shadowcast, absolutely. If you haven't, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Go do it.
Support.
Dress up. Pick your favorite character, who you want to be. They usually give out little goodie bags.
I like goodie bags
with toilet paper and rice and squirt guns, and depending on the theater, it's a lot of fun.
But Cass, what if I want to be you?
What if I want to be the very best?
What if you shut the fuck up?
Anyway.
Fuck me. You have 52 days and I am going to fight you.
Okay, I thought that was good. You have 52 days to fuck me.
Oh.
No,
Speed 3.
Yeah, we're not going that far, but I'll fuck you up.
Now that's a movie that I would watch. You have 50 days to fuck me, or else this bus explodes.
Goodness.
I would watch that.
No.
Is there a speed porno? Let's watch that. What would it be called?
There probably is. I bet there is. You can Google that on your own time, sir. Anyway, let's, I guess, do our wrap up.
So our wrap up.
If that's what it is.
You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram.
No, did we like the movie?
Oh.
Yeah, I liked it.
That bit first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was fun. I think
Yeah, I liked it.
if you don't think about it too hard, it's an enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
That was all
Yeah.
right. I felt no one way or the other. Like,
I had a
It's
good
a
time
good-
watching it. So
It's a good Pride Month makeout movie.
every
I have-
day is a good day to make out.
I
yeah,
don't know about that. I don't know.
no, every day's a
Okay.
good day to make out.
Oh, all right.
Even when you think it's not, it is.
Yeah, it is.
I
I think so.
We'll see.
I mean,
I'll
you gotta
find out
pick your
someday.
moment.
Yeah,
Consent,
exactly. It's
always.
gotta be always important.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Wrap up.
Twitter, Instagram. Follow us on Spotify or wherever podcasts are sold.
Streaming.
That's where we're at. That's it.
Thanks for coming.
Fuck you.
Get the fuck out.
Get
Get
out.
the fuck out.
Fuck you. Eat my butt.
What?
It's Pride Month.
Well.
It doesn't work like that.